It's far more valuable to give up this 1v1 than take the Realm of Yang. Saying that, though, here comes the grief. Akos F1 going to be invested. Misyu still able to actually make it through, but he has 10 seconds to be able to heal up and go against a full health Yi Zhao.
That's a lot of pots he's going to have to burn in this as well. It's going to leave him no health pots in this fight if he's able to find a reset at all to begin with here. Yi Zhao trying to come in with the bow shots, not quite able to make them. Misyu will catch that staff LMB and convert it over, not able to find the follow-up onto the charged LMB afterwards. There we go. The fan coming in, that RMB doing a lot of damage here for Yi Zhao. The follow-up F with the damage reduction for Misyu. Misyu not having popped the ultimate, will go ult for ult here, though. Misses that opportunity, but is able to get away from Yi Zhao, lock him down, and keep him from popping that V himself. And Misyu will be coming out on top inside this Realm of Yang. Some huge upgrades here, moving to that legendary set of greatsword and that purple set of armor as well. Numza going to be walking away here inside the Realm of Yang. Not sure who Numza went against here, but will be taking a legendary staff and a purple set of armor. These are some huge upgrades for both of these players. Numza is going to come out immediately onto a bounty scroll as well, so he's going to turn around and start looking for that bounty, knowing that he has that lovely Vermilion Bird's Might. He can take just about any fights he wants, and it looks like it's going to be onto Weapon Swapper that bounty goes down onto. No, it doesn't actually. It goes even further than that and comes off to the side on Justin. Yeah, Numza here. No, it's Casper. On Casper. Oh my goodness.
There are so many players around this Eventide Temple area. And I mean, it's something that we do see traditionally, right, from players who don't go into the Realm of Yang. They want to try and play towards the more outer edges of the zone so they don't get run into by the players who do have those buffs and are playing incredibly aggressive, or the players who lose the Realm of Yang and have to play aggressive against their will to be able to pick up those soul blooms and cleanse the debuff that you can see on the lower left of your screen. Yi Zhao having lost that fight against that Akos, overholding the fan, tap dodging out of the blue, trying to just threaten that space with the L and B, will be able to find one confirm, doesn't manage to find the parry and has to use the ultimate to be able to recover. Now he's going to continue harassing, gets the grab to land, the terrain not griefing the Akos, and that is a very fast Vermilion Bird's Might burned through for Misyu. Yi Zhao able to come back in with the revenge, does not allow Misyu that opportunity that we saw in the Realm of Yang, that he's able to use the Akos ultimate to convert the aerial into uppercut into greatsword hot swap and confirm that kill. And Yi Zhao, now cleansed of that Yang depletion, is free to disengage and kite out all of the players in the area.
Yeah, Yi Zhao here trying to use that fan to create some space here. He knows that he's at a killer disadvantage here without that ultimate. He only has the 38% rage right now. He just wants to keep things moving long enough for him to get some rage back in and get the attention away from himself. And it looks like he's going to be successful as we swap back to Tryhard, actually getting parried here by NNK. He's going to use that ultimate to convert back in, pick his fan back up, and keep the chase going here onto NNK. Both of these Akos ultimates going. Tryhard not able to get that lockdown, will get grappled out of the chase here as well by Weapon Swapper, and then re-grappled by Numza from down below. Tryhard going to be forced to try to pot up here, but no, Numza going to turn onto him, will be eating that V2 charge right into the face. Tryhard trying to make the most of that ultimate, will converge those Tiger Claws into a full combo here off of the fan. Unfortunately, put into the corner, he's going to be forced to burn the F as well. Weapon Swapper coming in with the pole sword. Tryhard wants to get the elimination, unfortunately doesn't. Will be able to get the bloom, though, off of the body, which is a huge reset for him. That said, still being chased, no F available, no ultimate available either, and the Takeda ultimate being invested by Weapon Swapper. He's going to get picked up by the staff here. Tryhard, half HP, no armor. The F about to come back on cooldown. If he has the opportunity, he needs to cast it, but he can't find it, and Weapon Swapper finds the elimination.
Well, we said that some of these players had to play outside of their comfort zone when they had that Yang depletion, and Tryhard was in that state. He had the Yang depletion. He was obviously that player who went into the second Realm of Yang that we did not see, and had to commit fully to those fights as quickly as possible, wanting to end them so as not to get third-partied. And the solution to trying to end those fights as quickly as possible if you're an Akos is you pop that ultimate and you try and find that touch of death lockdown, and unfortunately it left him vulnerable to the third party against the Takeda afterwards. Yes, he's able to find the soul bloom, but that he's still not able to survive the rest of the lobby, and it is a huge reason why we see a lot of these players weigh up risk to reward of actually entering the realm of Yang. The first one is worth it, absolutely, especially if you've been able to find kills off of the rip and save the Soul Bloom so that you don't have to play aggressive and use your ultimate a little bit too early. The second realm of Yang, however, the zone's a lot smaller, so you're going to be away from those bodies that you'd left behind, and there's a lot less players, which means that potential for third party if a fight starts to kick off and everyone sees the noise and attention going down skyrockets, as we do see a lot of those players clustered up in towards Temple. Mediocrity probably posturing up to take the second realm of Yang. Does have the dagger, don't know if he has any soul jades to be able to aid it. Something that we have seen a lot of these players actually use as a strategy is holding on to one of those soul jades of destiny, something like a dreadful whale, having it in your back pocket, not revealing that you have it until the final couple of hits are needed to confirm those kills inside the realm of Yang, so your opponent is not expecting having to parry it out before it hits into that golden charge. As it looks like Numza and Mediocrity, yeah, there's the red flash. Mediocrity just not wanting to take a fight, not wanting to burn the ultimate, going through with the gentleman's agreement.
Yeah, here we go. Mediocrity versus Numza. And this is good for Mediocrity because even if he loses this, where he comes out is super close to where he had that Soul Bloom stash. He's going to be able to get back into this game one way or another after this. But of course, he's looking to come out on top here and walk away with that buff, as well as the upgrade to a legendary weapon for himself. A musket shot coming in from Numza is going to strip half that armor off immediately. He's able to cancel the pot in time to get away from that legendary staff. Unfortunately, he will eat the F from the mirror match here on the Akos. He's trying to get away, will turn around with an F of his own, is not quite able to find the connection, does find the connection this time as Numza tries to go for the overhold. Unfortunately, Numza on the receiving end of that staff here. They're both going to parry whip in their face, respect the distance here, but now going in for the 0.9s, letting him go, hitting those clashes, able to hit a little bit of a charge off the left click there. Mediocrity still trying to make it happen, but now the ult coming in, he's going to be forced to burn his ultimate as well. He's got to get away from it. He can't get away from the first V2. Unfortunately, the claws come out before he has a chance to stand up, and Mediocrity will be heading back out here, but like we said, he does have a Soul Bloom stashed. Odds are he's going to come back into this game very quickly, and this is going to be 2 for 2 for Numza here inside the realm of Yang, who was able to come out on top. Double legendary weapons here as we turn to Miss You. Miss You looks like he's been able to go into the realm of Yang. He's been able to pick up that Mystic Mike and win a second realm of Yang back to back here. And now with a legendary katana and greatsword both in the back pocket here, utilizing that fan to get some movement going. It's going to be very interesting to see how this plays out, Moxie, given we still have that one soul looking to come back. 7 players still left alive in this lobby, and we're just now going into zone 3.
Oh, Missy was going hunting. The fan not just in the back pocket for that extra movement, he's also got Soul Shatter and Thunderstorm for that katana, so this is going to be pretty stacked in terms of Soul Jade setups for your mechanical melee fights, as Missy trying to figure out where some of these players could potentially be hiding. Mystic Might with that damage reduction, but also crucially having the information pinging players' locations on and off so that you're able to get a better read of your surroundings and whether or not it's okay to take a fight isolated or if you have to worry about being third-partied. Unfortunately, Mediocrity can't even try and disengage a fight if he knows he's going to be third-partied. He has 3 minutes. He's still got the Yang depletion. That Soul Bloom that he left behind might actually have been stripped by another player rune, and as a result, he's having to commit to these fights. He's going after Numza. Unfortunately, everyone has now seen that there is movement and a fight going on. Mediocrity holding onto the ultimate, now going to invest it. One grab coming out, finds the connection onto Yisha and knocks him back to be able to get a little bit of bubble to put that shield back into the mix. Yisha now going to be using his own ultimate, and the tiger grabs like ships in the night pass each other without landing, but Mediocrity is able to find the grapple into charge focus strike when they're in the standing frame, and as a result he's able to walk away with the kill, cleanse himself with the Yang depletion, put himself onto the rooftop, and now look to break away from the rest of the pack.
Absolutely insane here by Mediocrity. Super unfortunate turn of events that the Soul Bloom he had stashed was missing here. Clearly, he felt forced to come back up top and take a fight, but not only does he make the fight work for himself there, There was easily an opportunity for one of those other players to come in and take that soul bloom away. You see him use the threat of that charged blue coming off of the katana. He takes the overhold just to keep the space and then releases as he takes the soul bloom. So even if they try to push forward and have a blue held themselves, the most they can get is a clank, and it still leaves him in space to be able to pick up that bloom. He guarantees the bloom for himself, and then he instantly dips away, and the other player wants nothing to do with it. They're more than happy to just pick through the resources in the body and let him get away. Mediocrity keeps the game alive for himself. Misyu here still 2 eliminations for himself here, both of them being that Realm of Yang. Misyu clearly not wanting to take too many fights outside of the Realm of Yang in the early game. Now in a situation, though, where every fight has to be outside the Realm of Yang. So Misyu clearly out here on the hunt, constantly using this fan to get some extra movement as he checks bushes and keeps things moving just here to the west of Eventide Temple on the top side of the map. We're going to see him here, going to use that Soul Jade, like you said, checking that bush, going to throw the R&B just to double check in case they were crouched and that horizontal goes over their head. You never know, and Misyu's not leaving anything to chance, Moxie.
Yeah, talking about not leaving anything to chance, something I do want to actually talk about is the fact that Mediocrity, he knows when he takes that fight inside Temple, he's probably going to get third-partied. So he comes in with the katana for the actual fight, and then he swaps to the dagger to be able to enable those scale rushes to disengage, because he knows with the terrain and amount of walls, scale rushing out of that position as quickly as possible is his best chance at being able to survive, as people don't really want to commit the full chase through Eventide when you don't have a lot of information on the amount of players that you're going to be running past. And as a result, he's able to see himself out of a very unfortunate position. You do not want to go into that second Realm of Yang when we are reduced to only 7 players, when you have that Yang depletion and have to play aggressive. Fight still going down in Eventide at the moment. NKK caught between 2 players. Weapon Swapper trying to come in with a couple of opening shots on the musket. We're actually going to see that additional pressure of this other player forcing the ACOS F1 to come through. Unfortunately for Weapon Swapper, by the time he's able to find that re-engagement, the F1 is going to have cycled back on up. This is one of the things that Eventide and Celestia are known for. If a player is able to break away from a fight, even if they have to invest in ability to be able to do so, they're able to cut noise, find an entirely different angle, and hide themselves away before that fight renews for the ability to be able to cycle back. So even though we have 6 players remaining in this lobby, chances are the only way that we're going to see an actual fight breakout is if a player is able to pick up something like a bounty scroll, because then you're able to keep that position locked on for where the player is and keep that chase a lot more easily. The zone as well going to be pushing these players off of Eventide, so some of these players starting to move forward already, not wanting to be that last player lagging behind where everyone swaps over to the ranged projectiles and starts to chunk through all of your armor, because then you're forced to use that ultimate. It does look like one player, Mediocrity, has been the one that everyone has identified as the weak link, and immediately Weapon Swapper coming in with that pulse sword movement, looking to try and find this third party, deny that reset, keep the players around him low enough that they get turned onto instead of him, and he gets a free pass to position where he wants, because he is a Takeda. He is a wolf amongst the chickens. Everybody else in this lobby, I believe, Rune, is an ACOS, and they don't see the customizations, they don't see the nameplates. What they do see is the hero that you have, and that Takeda, the win condition comes in when the zone collapses up and everyone is pushed into taking the Corruption 6 damage off of those Fury and Shoves. Until then, he has to play passive, he has to play out of the way, otherwise all of these ACOSs are going to band together and take that Takeda out.
Oh, Mediocrity here with 1 HP and a dream. Misses the scale rush off of the side, and it might cost him dearly as the rest of the lobby come in here. Unfortunately for Mediocrity, he took the risk to go in onto the box, trying to find that legendary armor. He does find it, but it's cost him dearly. He's found another armor swap here just to stay alive, but it's not going to be for long enough as Misyu and the rest of the lobby just dog him down and put him into the dirt. That's it for Mediocrity here in game number number 4, we are down to our top 5 players left remaining alive. And sometimes this is why you'll see players who don't want to risk it in solos for trying to go into that box and pick up that legendary set of armor. This time around, it costs Mediocrity pretty heavily. He's able to get there, but we see multiple musket shots and bow shots come out, immediately strip the armor away from him. And once that armor's been stripped away from him and the lobby knows it's a gold set of armor, these players smell blood in the water. They're like sharks. They will all descend on you. And it doesn't matter. He's able to find multiple pot resets. He's never able to get to full, though. Somebody always has an angle on him from these other 5 players, and they're able to get shots out, and he just stays low the whole time. He finally is able to find an armor swap into a blue armor. As soon as he picks it up, I don't know if you see this, you actually see that blue armor get shot yet again. Well, it's right to his left if he really wants it. The problem is does he have the pots to heal it? He's able to get here. He's able to get it on. Nobody sees him down here. Nobody's watching it. MissU will get that upgrade he's looking for desperately here. Now, he is going to go to 2 and 4 here, so he's got to be very careful about what fights he chooses to take here, Monty, because his resources are running drastically low. There's no shops left. There's no loot to get except from picking up eliminations and taking it off these other players' bodies.
Yeah, and I mean, that resource management is going to be absolutely crucial. You can see all of these players have prioritized those shield pots. If you're an ACOS, you do not want to burn your F1 early, because that's the immediate go sign for these other ACOS players to be able to use theirs, have that defense buff lasting a little bit longer. We're also seeing a lot of the melee resist soul jades as well for these players to be able to hold on to those ultimates as long as possible, because in these mirror fights, whoever ults first tends to be the one who goes down first as well. A lot of these players just waiting for the moment for the zone to collapse in before the fight breaks out. Really flat ground as well. These ACOSs are going to be incredibly happy that they don't have to worry about things like the buttery rocks interfering with the follow-up from those grabs into those combo extensions. Weapon Swapper, as we talked about, actually opting to crouch inside that purple bush. MissU has not checked that one with the RMB and LMB, and he knows he is playing the long con. I say that someone grapple checked over the purple bush and it flashed red, and immediately the gig is up. Weapon Swapper has been found by Casper and is now going to have to play for his life. Casper on a tumult as well, also an outlier in terms of those hero picks. Weapon Swapper potentially going to be taking a little bit of damage coming through if MissU swaps on to something like a cannon, but he's not actually going to be able to find a connection. Doesn't have to commit the scale rush, just using the inside of this building and the blue charges on the staff to keep everyone at bay from being able to push onto the Takeda. Takeda in an enclosed space is not a position that anyone wants to take a fight inside, but he has been spotted out. One of these ACOSs know there is a player unlike the others and they want them gone before the zone collapses in.
One of these things is not like the other. As we see here, you know, Weapon Swapper here able to recover from that quite nicely, though. Like you said, nobody really wanting to push in and try to force the issue onto that Takeda inside the building here. MissU utilizing this greatsword to check some of these bushes here. And, you know, this is very... on that one. Look, there's some very interesting things that we've seen actually come up in CN during NBPL. We've actually seen players start to opt to hide inside actual bushes instead of the invisibility bushes, and they're starting to, because they know everyone sees just your basic stuff. They're not seeing your flashy cosmetics and stuff. So if you're able to crouch down into one of those bushes that can fully hide your player model, people are 10 times less likely to grapple check those bushes because they don't see anybody hiding there, because why would you? It doesn't grant you invisibility like the purple bushes do. A massive scale rush being landed onto MissU, and NK going super low as well. MissU able to get back into the zone, going to be forced to pop that F though. Now going to be feeling forced to pop the ultimate there, able to use the scale rush off the side of the tree and convert it into the V2 there onto Weapon Swapper. MissU keeping it going back up onto the tree. One of the nice things about ACOS is unlike regular characters who have to do the full charge to get that scale rush off of the tree. If you're an 8 ghost in your ultimate, you only have to press the button once. You do not have to hold to get the scale rush. He breaks the mold a little bit that way. Numza coming in with the claws onto NNK and is going to keep our boy Weapon Swapper from picking up the elimination, trying to create some distance here with this legendary pulse sword. Will eat the Furin and not get his chance to go up the tree, though. Is now going to swap out there. Numza trying to get topside, utilizing those lovely grapples just to stick to the tree. Is going to come bot side, though, because he knows he needs to get a pot. And if he sits up in the only tree available in this lobby, odds are he's not going to be a happy boy. Miss you now trying to go topside, looking to do the same. Numza able to get the repair off as the grapple comes out, as it looks like Miss you just trying to use those grapples to stay airborne, not absolutely trying to capitalize on the stun to get to some of these players. Numza going to go airborne off of Weapon Swapper here, looking to use the tree just to stay airborne. The problem is he's not high enough. There we go. He's got the grapple distance. He can just grapple the ground, cancel it out right here, and hold on to that top side. He's going to be looking for that opportunity to drop in on everybody. We're going to see Casper coming in. There's the Temiol looking to lock all of these players potentially down. Numza still airborne, doesn't have the ultimate, will come in with the F though, and sends everybody flying in such a great position here. So much HP. I don't think anybody can stop him, but no, wait a minute. Weapon Swapper able to get the hit. Is he going to be able to get the kill? No, Numza was able to get the soul blooms, get just enough HP